Hello everybody. Today I'm going to be showing you a seeded world in Terraria that gets you the water gun, a very late game item, before you even kill Skeletron. It's kind of incredible. So to do this you're going to be using a small world. Difficulty doesn't matter, but we'll go expert because we're hardcore, and then we'll go corruption. Name doesn't matter. The seed is 14237811313. Generating it so you can see it's legit. Now basically what we're going to do in this video is we've got some high-end gear, but we've also got some realistic gear that you would have in the run. So we're going to quickly get to the point where you have to drop down to get the chest, but we're going to use realistic gear to show you how you would actually do it in the run. The thing with this that makes it not as good as it might have sounded immediately is to get through the dungeon brick walls, which you do have to do a few of them. Oh god, why did I name it one? I assume. Oh god. We'll just check the map. Yeah, this is the right one. Cool. To get through the dungeon brick walls, you need a Nightmare Pickaxe or above, which we're not going to be using for the start of this because god, that's slow. A Nightmare Pickaxe or a Reaver Shark would work. I'm not sure which one would be faster, but both of them are not ideal. But in an all boss speedrun, you could always just start with the other bosses and get the Nightmare Pickaxe. I think that's definitely valid. Another thing that makes that very good on this world is the fact that just above the dungeon happens to be a sky island with a legendary Star Fury in a chest, and that is really useful for killing the early game bosses before you get this cool weapon. So yeah, I'll show that off before we go into the dungeon, just because it's literally right above the dungeon. Here's the dungeon here. Overshot that a little bit, but that's okay. So here we go. There's a legendary Star Fury here. Unfortunately the potions aren't very good, but never mind. You see, I've tried to record this a few times. I keep on accidentally summoning the Dungeon Guardian by digging too deep. The problem with that is just I don't have a good route yet. But the route I have worked out so far is on top of the dungeon there's 4 trees here, then there's 5 trees, and then the very next tree here, we dig right under this, perfectly under this, and this will take us right next to the dungeon wall. We can go straight down for quite a while here, but not too long. Have to be careful. This is why I mess up sometimes. But you see, we go right next to the dungeon wall here. And we're going to stop digging so much here just to be safe, and we'll go a little bit to the right, and on our way here we're going to see an underground house somewhere. I'm going to be quite slow doing this, guys, because I'm really cautious and I've already accidentally dug into the wall a few times. Nothing good in this chest either. I suppose the Spelunker potion is quite good, but not too much use of spiked shoe spikes. I mean, it's better than not having them, but it could be better, I suppose. So again, I'm going to be really cautious doing this because I've accidentally dug into it too many times. But here we go. You want to get to this point right here, and you can see where the 2 dungeon walls meet, and there's quite a considerable gap in between them, which is the reason that this works. There's quite a big gap here where you can dig through. These aren't dungeon walls here, and this allows us to get really quite far down in the world without summoning the Dungeon Guardian. Now there's a lot of water here, and I found this was problematic because you don't want to be falling into water when you're trying to fall down as fast as possible and not summoning a boss. So the way to deal with this is just to mine straight down here, drain all the water into this part, like so. Obviously you're going to be faster than me in a speedrun. One would hope. But yeah, get rid of all that, and then we're just going to mine straight down, being very cautious not to mine too far. Again, I'm really scared because I've messed this up too many times. I'm not recording this again. Okay, so you want to mine this as far down as you can, without actually going into the thing. And now what I recommend in the regular run, I think this is quite important to do actually, is to make a room with a bed in it. And this way you can die a few times, because you will die to the Dungeon Guardian at least like 3 or 4 times, I'd say. Probably more. And then you can die, respawn at the bed, and repeat it very quickly. I think this is pretty much necessary. Unfortunately, to make a bed work for you, it has to count as a room. So I didn't really plan this out too much, but we can improvise and get this done fairly quickly. So I think we just block off all of the exits here. Get some wooden walls, because you need to have player owned walls. Okay, I don't really know what I'm doing here. Okay, here we go. Yeah, we'll make the room here. This will work. So I'm not too sure how much walls we need. I'm just gonna overkill it. Over a ton of walls. And once again, I feel it's important to reiterate, in a speedrun, you'd be going a lot faster than me. I'm a noob. What am I doing? Okay, we need... I'm so scared I'm going to mess this up. We need room to put this bed without digging into the dungeon by accident. Now, I believe it makes a sound when it's a valid room. Like it'll say like spawn point changed or something like that. There we go, spawn point set. Okay, so you do that a lot faster than me, but there you go. So we've set a spawn point. Now we're going to be changing our pickaxe to a Nightmare Pickaxe that you would have to get in the regular run. Maybe you could get a better modifier and do this in less deaths than I'm going to do, but good luck with that. And the rest of it's quite simple. We're just going to drop down here, and we're going to mine as many blocks as we can before we die to the Dungeon Guardian. So these ones are freebies. And now we just have to mine as many as we can. I think with a hook you could potentially get further than this, but prepare to die. Where is he? Okay, he was quite slow this time. But yeah, you can see the basic theory. We're going to die to this guy, dig a few more, die, dig a few more, and eventually we're going to get that goddamn weapon. Then we're going to die again. But we're going to keep the goddamn weapon, and that will be excellent. So before dropping down, we just want to know where we're going to be mining. Didn't do that at all there, but you know what I mean. And it's going to be quite a slow process doing this, but we're going to get it. It would be a lot better if I was better at Terraria. It would also be better if I had a hook, so I could stop myself before entering the area and really plan it out. But I've done none of these things. Literally 2 bricks more to go, then we can just quickly get that chest. So we're going to die one more time to dig those out, and then one more time after that, and we'll have the weapon. So all in all, it's not really that time intensive in terms of an all boss speedrun, which is going to span 3+ hours, I think. Terrible mining. But we're nearly there. One more brick. We might even be able to get this brick and the chest if I'm very good. So, spoilers, it's going to take like 5 more deaths to do this. Oh man, I've recorded so many attempts at this, and now this is the one that's actually going to be uploaded. Like, despite... Oh, we already mined it, and there we go. Demonic Rainbow Gun. They always have the same modifiers, by the way. So you also get another 2 Spelunker potions here, which is very useful. But yeah, this is from a previous attempt at recording this, clearly. But we have a demonic rainbow gun. Yeah, so let's accept our death. Oh dear, we're going to spawn down here. That's the main problem with having this bed thing. But, we'll just climb our way back up with rope. Again, this is something I didn't think about, but this would be a little bit slow doing in a proper speedrun, but we did dig vertically down for a lot of it, so it's not too bad. Even like without good tools. Let's get straight to the surface. That really wasn't so bad. And here's a Reaver gun. It does an insane amount of damage. I wish it was nighttime and I'd fight Expert Skeletron just to show you how it would kill that boss. Which I suppose you would be using it on that boss because you'd want to be killing Skeletron at some point anyway. But I'm literally looking for any enemy to show off this weapon. There we go. Once you've shot the weapon, it's going to stay like that for 20 seconds, which means you can shoot it once, move to your Star Fury, and do a bunch of damage like that. Don't kill the one enemy before you've shown the weapon damage. Come on, dude. There we go. 100 damage. 55 damage, and you can bait bosses and other enemies into it, like so. There we go. It does a lot of damage over time if it's sitting on top of an enemy. It's a really good weapon. I'm sure a lot of you are already familiar with the weapon. I'm just showing it off for people that aren't familiar with the weapon because not everyone experiments with all the endgame weapons. It can easily destroy pretty much every boss up until the late game with minimal, accessories and equipment and stuff. So yeah, I've talked way too long after actually showing the cool item. So thank you for watching. Please try the speedrun.